Hey, it's Soleil, and this is episode 160 of the Orange Pill Investor. And today I'm going to talk about how to run the wheel. Had someone message me and ask, how should somebody get started selling options, kind of as a beginner. And I got so many damn videos at this point that I don't even know which videos to point to. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the basics, and probably don't want to take the training wheels off on something like a MicroStrategy. Right now, Riot is the cheapest stock that I sell options against, so I might as well use that as a good example. Now, step one of the wheel is to sell a put. I generally go to the closest expiration date, but I think it's reasonable to pick any day under 60 days. Tasty Trades strategy recommends 45 days, which you'll be able to find 45 days to expiration on a Tuesday. But anywhere close to this, 40 days, 50 days, whatever, would meet their recommendation. But anything under 45 days is reasonable to me. And so you're going to sell a put anywhere under the strike price. If I sell the 10.5, I'm going to collect $16 in profit. The person on the other end of the trade is going to pay me this $16. And then to describe what a put is, the person on the other side of the trade that's buying this put, he thinks that the price is going to go down. So you are selling him the right, but not the obligation, to force you to buy those shares at 10.50. He thinks that the price is going to go down. So if the price goes down to $10, he can force you to buy them for 10.50, and he probably doesn't even have the shares. So he'll have to go out onto the market and buy them. And since he can buy them for 10, he's forcing you to buy them from him for 10.50. He pockets the $50. All of these prices are times 100, since options contracts are in increments of 100 shares. So step one, sell a put. I just generally sell at the money. I know some folks will sell them a strike or two below. All of those are fine. Generally, the rule of thumb is if you think it's fair to own Riot at 10, then you sell the 10 strike. If you think it's okay to own Riot at 10.50, then you can sell the 10.50. You'll be paid this premium, and then that money is yours. The only things that can happen by this Friday are that the price of we're talking about Riot. The price of Riot stays above 10.50 or goes below 10.50. If it goes below 10.50, then you will be assigned, and you will be forced to buy these shares for $10.50 a pop times 100. It's going to be $1,050. And that's why these are called cash secured puts, because you will have to put up $1,050 as collateral in case you are forced to buy these shares from this guy. If the price stays above 10.50, then absolutely nothing happens. This option expires worthless, and you get to keep the $16, which generally I figure my return on my investment is, if I have to put up about $1,000 in collateral and I get paid $15, that's 1.5%. Because 1% of $1,000 is $10, so $15 would be about 1.5%. All right. So step one, you sold a put, and if it expired worthless because the price stayed high, then you just get to pocket all this money, and then next week you can sell it again. You'll get your collateral back, and then you can sell a new put. Now, generally on that Friday, You can either choose to roll it, which would be to close it, buy it back for a couple bucks, and then that'll release your collateral, and then you can sell a new one. Or you can wait for it to expire worthless at the end of the day on Friday, and then you wouldn't be able to sell a new put until Monday morning after the funds settle. So if the price of Riot continues to go up forever, then every week you're just going to be selling puts every week. Sell a put, sell a put, sell a put, and you're just going to keep pocketing this money, and you'll never actually get to step 2. However, eventually you're going to sell this put and the price of Riot is going to go down, and it may go down, hard. It could go down to $8 a share, whatever. And you'll be forced to buy these shares at this price. Once you own the shares, then step 2 of the wheel is to sell a covered call. Instead of using cash as collateral for the cash secured put, now you have 100 shares which you can use as collateral to sell a covered call. And again, you can sell, like if you got assigned at 1050, as long as you sell a covered call above 1050 and really minus any of the premiums that you've collected selling the puts the whole time, that's your cost basis. Whatever strike you got assigned, minus all the premiums you got paid, that's your cost basis. Now, Robinhood is only going to figure in the cost basis of the shares that you got assigned at. It's not going to do all those extra calculations for you. But if you want to, you can keep a little spreadsheet and figure out your true cost basis. All right, you're on step 2. You own 100 shares. I can sell a covered call right here at 11, but that only gives 30 cents of callaway value. Callaway value is the difference between the current price and the strike price that you pick. And the reason why that's important is because what a call option is, when you sell that person a call, they are buying the right, but not the obligation to force you to sell them your shares at that price. So it's the opposite of a put. So if I sell the 11 strike and the price goes up to 11 or 11.50, $12, then they will exercise that option, their right to exercise, and then your shares will be called away at this price. And if the price is 13, he only has to pay you 11 because this is the strike you chose. So I will generally sell a covered call, trying to collect about a 10% profit on this. So I might go up to like $12, at least 11.50. And then this price is the amount of premium that you'll collect. So I did go out 10 days here. There's not going to be a whole lot at 3 days. You can get about 1% returns at the 11 strike for 3 days. But again, selling a covered call anywhere above the current share price, and preferably above your cost basis, so that you don't risk losing money if your shares get called away at that price. That's step 2. And again, there's only 2 things that can happen. The option will either expire worthless, or you can close it on Friday for $1 or $2, or the price goes above your strike. So if you sell the 11.50 and the price goes to 12 or 15 or whatever, then the person that bought your call will steal these shares away from you. They'll pay you $1,150, and then you will have the cash and you will have no shares. And then step 2 is complete, and you go back to step 1. And you just take your cash and you sell a cash secured put again, just below the strike price, or if you want to get paid less in premium but potentially get a bigger discount because you think Riot might dip, you don't think it's Riot's worth 10.50, then you can sell the 9.5. I made a video before about not using limit orders, because if you put in a limit order for $10 because you think Riot's worth 10, but Riot never goes down to 10, then your limit order never fills and you've just obligated $1,000 of collateral and you get no returns. So what I would do, if I thought $10 was a fair price for Riot, I would sell the 10 strike. And every week I would get paid 25 bucks. I mean, this is 10 days worth of premium, so probably would not be quite 25. Might only be 20, 15 or 20, whatever. And I would just continue to get paid this 1% premium, 1%, 1% every week until the price of Riot went down to 10. So even if the price of Riot never goes down to the strike I want, I can continue to make money. Whereas the person who just put in a limit order at $10 gets nothing. They don't own any shares. The price never went to 10. And a year from now, they just still have $1,000. But you would have 20 bucks times 50. So you'd actually make $1,000 and never even get assigned the shares, potentially. So that's the advantage to selling puts and covered calls over, setting limit orders. And this is the strategy that I would probably start out with if I was starting from scratch. I would probably run this strategy for like a year. And when I'm consistently making money on that, maybe then I would consider going to these other tabs, to the buy tab. But statistically, most options contracts expire worthless. So most options that people buy don't make any money. So that's why I only use the buy tab very judiciously. And if you're not using Robinhood, I mean, I trade most of my account on Tasty Trade, but on Robinhood, it's just going to say buy or sell. But on other platforms, it may say sell to open. It may say write. Any of those will get you to the correct option. And as long as you're not buying, then you should be good to go. Step 1 of the wheel, sell a put. Continue to do that until you get assigned. Step 2, sell a covered call until your shares are called away, and then rinse and repeat. All right, if this ever loads, let's go down to Riot again. It's going to be the same thing. But on Tasty Trade, they're calling it short. So a short put is selling a put. You can slide your strikes wherever you want. Or something's up with my video. Okay. You can use the up down arrows to slide your strikes around. What the hell is going on? Same thing. You get assigned, switch this over to short call, go, and you can move your strikes around. This might be getting jacked up since I have my I got my pod mic app in the background. So mofos can stop complaining about the audio quality, I hope. Unless I didn't set up my audio and gain and all them shenanigans correctly. So, all right, it only took 160 videos to get a pod mic. But hopefully it adds to it adds to the viewing and listening pleasure. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Put your comments down and questions down in the below, and I'll answer them best I can. All right, be good, y'all.